All right, hey, welcome back to Poor Pete's. Um, I was just doing the pencil that matches the pen of the video that we just did. So this is a Parker Challenger. This is made in USA in Janesville, Wisconsin. 1955 is when I believe that this was made by the markings. So this has I would call it a plunger style, and you can put this lead right on top right here. And you can allow that lead to be fed in. And just sucks right in right there. So the way that this mechanical pencil, look at that pencil, beautiful little pencil. Perfectly green all the way around. It's been well stored out of the sunlight. So the way that this pencil works is you can hold this and screw the pen, or you can hold the pen and screw this, right? So as you screw it, that lead just starts coming right out, right? This is retractable. Some pens aren't. This one is. The lead is a little bit looser inside here, and that's just the way that they were at times. And there is some variation on different companies that made different sizes of leads, and these leads are very short. They're very short, and they're just not made it anymore. And to my knowledge, and the ones that you find are brand new, but vintage. So beautiful pencil. A lot of people see these in antique stores, and if you want a mechanical pencil that's really stunning, you can find one in any antique store, I bet. And the way that you would figure it out is that you would there's usually a twisty right down here. Sometimes it's all the way up on top, and it would be a screw. All of them are just a little bit different, but take it apart, play with it, see how it works. And so if you need the eraser, you pull this straight off. It's under a little bit of tension right there. And I installed a new eraser right there. So these were to be discarded. So this cartridge right here, and this contains extra leads. I don't know how many leads were in this originally. If I were to guess, by the size, I would say anywhere from 5 to 25 leads were in here. But in that little slit right there, that's where the leads are stored, and there's 2 leads still in there. So these erasers, so this whole thing, when you used up all the lead in the eraser, you just throw this thing away and you buy a new one of these, right? And it actually says that on there. It says, when empty, throw away. Replace with full Parker cartridge. So pretty amazing. And when it says Parker cartridge, the typing on it gets really big. So they're pretty proud of themselves, and they should be. So anyways, if you want to change out this eraser, you can buy eraser stock. It's long. You can cut them in little sections. And you take a sheetrock screw, and you could screw that in if there's nothing to grab onto. And you could screw it in there, and you could pull that eraser out and wiggle on a new one. Okay? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It just takes a little bit of fiddling with this stuff to try and figure it out, right? So these pencils are very fun to write with. Now, if you find these leads for sale, right, these vintage leads, the hard one would be something that you're more used to. Sometimes you can find like blues, you can find like reds, and I think you can find like greens, for like red lining stuff and blue lining stuff, and making different notes and stuff like that, kind of like a highlighter, essentially. And a lot of old books that I get, you see pencil marks inside of them, light pencil marks that can be easily erased, or anything like that. So different day and age, different time. But these pencils that are labeled hard, like the hard lead, it's actually something that you're more like closer to like a number 2 pencil. I feel when I write with it. So it's a little bit harder than number 2 pencil for me when I write with it, but yeah, it feels relatively close to it. So if you get a soft one, I believe it's probably going to be a little bit softer than a number 2. I don't know that for sure. All right, that's just me. But you can see the writing on there. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And what else can I say about it? Oh, hey, lead. So they call them leads, right? And lead pencils and stuff like that. So these pens in the 20th century, there was like I don't think there was any that were made with lead at all. And I think that went away in the early 20th century. I mean, there might be some, but I believe it's pretty much gone away with. And the reason why they call them leads is because of Rome. Rome, when they had the papyrus paper, and they had lead stylus. They had to have to my understanding, it would be a solid piece of lead that was a stylus, like many people use for their phones or their pads and stuff like that. And they would write with that on paper and everything like that. And that's why they call it a pencil lead. So that's where we get that term from. And it's still used. And even though many of these are called leads, they contain no lead inside of them, even the vintage ones. And, don't just believe me, do your own research. But what a beautiful pencil. What a beautiful pencil. And it'll be fun. So I picked up these pen and pencil from a friend of a friend, and she wanted me to go through them and make sure they were okay and rebuild the pen that was definitely needing a lot of help. And she got them from her dad when she was 13 years old, so that's pretty cool. And so I'll be sending these back to her. So hey, if you like this content, like and subscribe. If you want to change the content, leave a comment down below. If you want to reach out and get a hold of me, you can always get a hold of me by I usually leave my email address below. So any questions or comments, feel free. And until next time, you guys stay safe out there.